ты был, да. А, ну, да нет. Нет, не наш. Ну, натирали. Еще один. Еще что стоит?
As a matter of fact, Grammarly can, yeah, that's long. And this, or how about this? Grammarly does more than catch errors.
Music lovers ask, do you want to free away only 100 free copies of my brand Bach's First Cello Suite? Here, check it out. So, if you like on or around found this video, grasp your free copy before it's too late. Cheers!
Get the best chord progressions and royalty-free melody. If you'd rather spend that money at a fancy dinner than improving your songwriting, skip.
Hi, I'm Gareth Green, and in this video, which is part of a series we've produced on composer, we're going to have a look at one movement written by Sebastian Bach, and it's the sound from his number 2 minor, and it's just giving you a flavour of it. It goes like this. This rather beautiful saraband, and as you can hear, it's such a gorgeous piece of music. What makes it such a gorgeous piece of so emotional engaging? You frankly can't, because when we look at the basic chord scheme for this, it's terribly exciting, really. You know, they're okay chords. If we unpack the basic chordal skeleton, it's okay, isn't it? But it's not terribly exciting, you know, some to you as a piece of music. Well, you'd probably move on pretty quickly, wouldn't you? So how does Bach take that basic harmonic scheme and turn it into something that is absolutely, well, really, it's all about the way he decides to. So let's have a look at this score and see what's going on. In the first bar, the chord outline is 1, 2B, 5, 7. So what does he do? He starts with the chord 1, fair enough, and then immediately suspends some notes from the first chord into the second. So you see how that E and the C in the right hand are dissonant. C, D, very dissonant moment, isn't it? You've got C, D sounding at the same time. Not really something you expect composer, but the way you space the chord. So he suspended those two, create that wonderful moment of tension that then resolves into that 2B chord that we outlined a moment before. And then when he goes to the next beat, he actually uses 2. So we chord 5, 7 chord. So the whole thing turns from just this into this. And it gives you this beautiful line singing at the top as well, doesn't it? You can feel a real kind of cantabile phrase out of the top, just through a bit of harmonic and melodic decoration. Okay, well, what does he do in the second bar? Well, he starts. It looks fairly simple, doesn't it? The right tenor part just repeats one note, but it's the bass part that's. So you see what he does there. He starts with that chord 6, then slightly unusually goes to a chord 1 in second inversion, has a passing note, then goes to chord 1 in first inversion, then has a lower auxiliary note before he goes on. And of course the bass is having a little conversation with the soprano part of the first bar. And when the bass part goes, so you feel that little conversation, then goes back into the soprano. So you see how this is being passed around as one of the ways of. Okay, when we come to the third bar, what happens here? Chord 1B. And it's a fairly standard progression that actually. 1B, B, 5, 4th bar. Nothing exciting about that. Do to it. Bar 3, you do it. Just to kind of give it a sort of expansive, we get 2 of these notes suspended again. See, the E and the C are suspended. They're prepared on the first chord, on the first beat, that one beat chord. Then they're sounded again as dissonances, so they're sounded the suspended notes, they resolve. So, once again, have a listen to this. Now, listen to the spring followed by that double suspension of the top two parts. Isn't that absolutely? End of the bar, again, he holds a bit like what he did at the end of the first bar. He goes from a 1 in second inversion to a 5. But the whole bar fits together so beautifully, doesn't it? Bar is just basically a chord 1, and the bass is just up the chord, out the tonic chord. But what does he do? It's 2 notes from the end of bar 3 into bar 4. Again, creating a whole pile as we get G sharp, A and B. You wouldn't think it was Baroque music. It feels like something quite modern. But that suspends the G sharp and the B from the, and then melts into the resolution on the next beat. 2 notes. And he adds a bit of ornamentation. So G sharp to the A and has a little appoggiatura on it. And then it has a little mordant as well. So you get T da da da. So a lovely bit of ornamentation. Adds this part in the alto part with a quick one, goes on to the 1C, the passing note in the middle. So those things coming together sound like this. And then he takes a simpler view of the next 2 bars. We have these. Now we just slip into 2 parts, which is a lovely way of texture. And basically, well, we've got this chord, this chord. Not terribly exciting, but notice how Bach combines a mixture of along to the chord, decorative notes, to make a right-hand melody that represents the bars. Again, in the next bar, it goes up a note. Beautiful melodic lines, aren't they? Through some decoration, but essentially it's this followed by this. The rest is decoration. And it started in A minor, towards C. So when we hear the next chord, we suddenly hear that kind of moment of illumination as we go into the relative major. Okay, now what does he do? The basic outline is that to this. Again, fairly plain, perfectly all right, but look what he does to it. So my goodness, there's a lot going on. Bass line, referring back to that idea in the coming down the scale like that. And then what else have we got going on? Well, we've got the top line just kind of mapping that a little bit. And then he has this lovely run. Top and the bottom working in double passing notes chord. And then he goes on to a